This is the new TC Pride Podcast, Episode 10, Kathy Griffin at Orchestra Hall. TC Pride Podcast, live on location at beautiful Orchestra Hall, downtown Minneapolis, Pride Weekend 2016, and I am here with
Linda Rains with Lavender Media. This is Lavender's Pride Thursday. We have an open happy hour from 5:30 to 8 right before the Kathy Griffin concert. Free appetizers, cash bar, and a chance to come out and hang out with your friends before the show. Get the weekend started.
Excellent, I love it. And this is one of a couple of regular nights that Lavender does in the community, right?
Yes, indeed. We have two regular events every month. We have Lavender's First Thursday event, which is obviously on the first Thursday of the month. It's a GLBT happy hour, very low-key, casual, just more of a networking, low-key, free appetizers at various restaurants throughout the cities and over in St. Paul. You can check us out on www.lavendermagazine.com, or you can pick up a copy of the magazine. It's a free pickup throughout the Twin Cities. We have almost 900 locations. So feel free to check us out and come out to see me at our monthly events.
TC Pride Podcast, Pride Weekend 2016. I'm here with
DJ Chic.
Can you tell me, what does pride mean to you?
I think pride is just like people like just coming together to celebrate. I think it's just everyone coming together to celebrate who they are, and we don't get to do that every day. So I've always been a DJ up here in Minneapolis. So my first Pride, I was actually floored. They booked me for some gigs. I was like, oh my God, there's so many gay people coming out of the woodwork to celebrate that I don't normally see very often. So it was very heartfelt for me. And then ever since, I think it's been about 11 years now, I've been doing it every year. Regularly I do Saturday nights at the Exchange. It is a straight bar, but they're super gay friendly. What day is it right now? Been drinking. Just kidding. So tomorrow I'm doing a Marin happy hour from 3 to 6, and then I'm doing the Plunge into Pride at night. Saturday during the day, I'm going to be at Cafe and Bar Le Cotte, and then Saturday night I'm going to be at the Exchange, and wait for it, Sunday morning I'm going to be at Union Rooftop and Restaurant doing the Pride Parade, and then Sunday afternoon, geez, I can't even keep track of this. Sunday afternoon, I'm going to be at Le Cotte to just like blow up Pride, biggest party, Sunday fun day that you'll find.
Excellent. Hey, thank you so much. Happy Pride.
Hey, thank you. Happy
Cool.
Pride, man.
Thank you.
Scott Gallus.
Hi, Scott. Can you tell me, what does pride mean to you?
What does pride mean to me? Well, pride is like to me, it's just a celebration of equality and of me being able to fully express myself. And I think about when I first came out, I was 18, so I was fortunate enough to be young and be able to be that young and come out. And really learn from people before me, older people, about how we got to where we're at.
Can you tell me about your first Pride?
Yeah, I can't tell you. I mean, I don't remember. It was a while ago. I was 18, and it was really, really hot. I just remember just being, really I was really going out a lot at the time. Trying to like just fit in with the community, and so it was just really freeing, and it was really amazing. I don't even know how to describe it.
TC Pride Podcast, live on location at beautiful Orchestra Hall in downtown Minneapolis, Pride Weekend 2016. Yeah, and I am here with
Anna. I'm with Cuddle One Vodka. We're the largest liquor sponsor of Pride in general, so we're here just supporting all of the events all weekend. We're hopping bars. We're here at Orchestra Hall today. We'll be in the parade that's upcoming Sunday. So yeah, we'll be all around town just supporting Pride events.
Philip Higgs from Whole Foods Market. So this year we're really proud to partner with Lavender Magazine. So we're going to be involved in a variety of events with them. We're not at the festival this year. We were the last couple years. Hopefully we will be again next year. But you'll see us at a bunch of Lavender sponsored events.
Tina Rexing of T-Rex Cookie Company. Well, I'm a brand new company here in the cities. It's a small business, and I make half-pound cookies. And for Pride, I came up with a special rainbow edition of my sugar cookie. And a percentage of the sales tonight actually goes to the victims of Orlando. Yes, I actually used to work at Target, but my very first Pride was marching the parade for Target, and I brought my 7-year-old and my 5-year-old son with me to march in that parade. It was a great experience for them. Thank you. Happy Pride.
Richard Herod III. We're helping raise money for the victims of Orlando and also for local anti-violence efforts, and we've come together to help collect donations in exchange for T-shirts. The T-shirt is a hashtag Love Always Wins, and after the recent tragedy in Orlando, a lot of us were thinking about obviously the grief and, all the feelings, but then thinking about what can we do locally. So obviously the T-shirts, black T-shirts, limited edition shirt that are available here tonight at the Kathy Griffin show, but then also can be picked up at Vendor Central and Pride if you order one online at pridedonation.org. I'm shocked that URL is still available when I found it. But anyway, so we actually had 4 companies come together, Capital Beverage, Cargill, Wells Fargo, and White Bear Mitsubishi. And they all helped donate to help reduce the cost of the shirt so that most of the donation that's received goes directly to One Orlando in Florida. And then the other 2 Minnesota charities it goes to the anti-violence program at Outfront Minnesota, and it also goes to the Minnesota Transgender Health Coalition.
Beth Mejia from Gay for Good Twin Cities. These T-shirts are being sold so that the proceeds go to One Orlando, which obviously with the tragedy that happened in Orlando, we want to make sure that we're getting monies to the victims and the family members and helping out in any way that we can. Gay for Good is a national organization based out of Los Angeles, and I happen to obviously chair the chapter here. We go out into community and we do service projects by helping various nonprofit organizations and doing good. So we'll go out and we'll feed the homeless, or we'll go and help senior citizens in need, or we'll help AIDS organizations, just to name a few. We've cleaned city parks. Everybody's welcome. It's not the gay way, it's one way, because people say, is it just a gay thing to do, or is it? No, it's everybody's welcome. And we're just basically out there. We're doing good in community and just trying to rock it out and make sure that we're out there socially making an impact. So you can go to www.gayforgoodtwincities.org or .org Twin Cities, or you can go to our Facebook page where you can like us there, and a lot of our events, every monthly service project is right there and you're able to view it. Happy Pride!
And I am here with
Tom Schuster.
Hi, Tom. Can you please tell me, Pride Weekend is upon us, right? So it's officially underway.
I believe that is correct, yes.
What does Pride mean to you, sir?
Well, Ryan, I would say if I was to define it, succinctly, because you could define it any number of ways depending on the number of people you interview, but I would say Pride has to do with overcoming the historical shame that have been heaped on gay people by the churches and society, which until recently was widespread and carried incredible disdain for a group of people that for no reason whatsoever should be ashamed of who they are. So to me, Pride is about gay folk establishing good feelings about themselves and affirming that there is no reason to be ashamed. My first Pride, I believe the first one was in 1972, and it was a small group of people, but I was involved at the time with FREE, which was the gay group at the University of Minnesota, because I was a student at the time, and Fight Repression of Erotic Expression was the name of the group, and then FREE was the acronym for them. And I would say at that point we had, oh my goodness, no more than 100 people that were involved in FREE. And the parade was organized, I believe FREE must have organized it because we were the only group at the time. But a lot of people were very intimidated by the notion of marching publicly, because I would say probably back in that time, most gay folks were closeted in almost any way imaginable, with their family, with their jobs, perhaps to themselves, And back then, many people were actually married because in a heterosexual relationship, just because they wanted to hide who they were. But anyway, so with that as a background, I would say we had a very small group, and I guess the parade was more of a walk than a march. I think we were on the sidewalk, and I don't think we even had an official permit. And there, I think we had protesters, people with signs saying you're going to hell, repent and this type of thing. So it was a bit scary to march, and I have to admit that I was a bit frightened. And I remember the Nicollet Mall, if I'm not mistaken, was the street we were on. And I don't recall where the terminus of the parade was. It probably was in Loring Park. And I don't know if there were any events associated with it. I suspect it was pretty much just the march itself, and that, would be the end of it, or perhaps activities at the Gay 90s maybe later that night or something. I guess at the time, we maybe saw it as a stubborn refusal to be thought of it as unmentionables or untouchables. This was our way of stepping forward and saying, we're here, get used to us. And we were doing other activities at Free too, because I believe we crashed the first straight dance gathering at Kaufman Union. That might have been as early as 69 or 70. And people were just shocked to see gay people dancing. That, how could that happen? And then we did many protests around town. We had Free was promoted with a table in Kaufman Union so people could get literature and chat. We also had our own private dances down in the whole coffee house, which was down in the basement. I don't even know if that's still there or not. But so we had a number of activities. But I think, the Pride March was probably the scariest because people didn't know what was going to happen when we were going to be that public.
Sarah McPeck. My first Pride was really interesting. It was a tough one. I had left my marriage and I took my children to Pride, and it was a little confusing to them, but they loved it and we all had a great time, and it was just eye-opening. I found myself crying like the whole time during the parade because I finally felt like where I was supposed to be. And Pride to me means just being yourself, being loved, being with family, being safe, and being totally free to be who you are for those 3 or 4 days.
Jamie Nabuzny. Pride means a lot. I grew up in northern Wisconsin and had a pretty rough time of it. I came out at 11, which most people didn't do in 1986, and was harassed horrendously. And the first Pride I attended was 15, and it was Duluth Superior Pride. It was one of the first years they had it, and it meant everything to see people like me, to know that there was people out there that supported me and would be there for me. My first Pride here in Twin Cities was absolutely overwhelming. Like, I literally walked around and was crying to see such a huge community, so much diversity in that community, so many different businesses out to support us. It was overwhelming, and literally I walked around crying, just walking around thinking about how amazing it was to be part of that community. Happy Pride.
Tim Marburger.
What does Pride mean to you?
Pride, not only as a gay person, but just being able to understand and enjoy and appreciate who I am, who our community is, and be there for each other and support each other.
And can you tell me about your first Pride?
Wow, that's been a very, very long time ago. I was nervous, I was scared, but it was interesting and exciting, and disco was all the rage, so loved it. And lots of partying, but just knowing that you're in the same community and everybody's on the same page.
And I am here with
Allie
and
Annie.
Can you tell me, what does Pride mean to you?
Yeah, Pride to me just means the ability to be accepted where I'm at, to feel comfortable, to feel prideful about who I am and not have to be afraid or shun away from it. To me, Pride's the community. Minneapolis is great at it. So I'm definitely blessed to have come out here in this community with all the friends and family and support here. Yeah, so my first Pride was probably about 7 years ago. I was 23 when I came out. I met some friends of mine. She was actually my softball coach in high school. And she was like, hey, you seem like you're probably not who you are right now. Come check this out. About a week later, I came out to my parents. It kind of, Pride opened up my eyes to me to realize who I truly am and who I did not want to be afraid of anymore. So Twin Cities Pride's been great ever since. Come every year.
Twin Cities Pride Podcast, right. Pride Weekend 2016. I'm here with Kathy Griffin. Kathy, how does it feel to be here in Minneapolis on Pride Weekend?
It couldn't be better because it is opening night of Pride, or I'm just going to say opening night of the Orchestra Hall shows at Pride. How about that? Because when you think Pride, you think orchestras. And I'm going to bring this place down to the studs tonight. I mean, I'm going to be inappropriate and vulgar. I'm going to do stand-up until they kick me out. And why? Because of the LGBTQIA2, 3, 4, 5 Caitlin community and how much we love each other and we're working together. So it's all about the laughs at a time like this. So I'm going to bring the heat tonight, I promise.
Thank you so much for being here, Kathy. Happy Pride.
Thank you. You too.
The TC Pride Podcast has been a production of Podletter Media and Twin Cities Pride. Subscribe now on iTunes or Google Play and submit your first Pride story at myfirstpride.org.